Welcome into the Big Chief Show. I'm your host, Fred Davis, alongside, the two gentlemen that are with me. We got the one and only Bitter Mike Babo live from San Antonio. And then, of course, we are live from Casa de Tomas. We broke in the house.
Yes.
I mean, Henry broke in the house, and we'll just leave it at that. I'll let you guys use your imaginations as to what that means. But here we are, first show of 2024, and it's only right that we do it at Casa de Tomas. Henry, a H-Town legend, even though he never played for the Oilers.
I love you, Blue. Love you, Blue. That's what I'm saying.
I tell you what, Henry, and you know what? Here's the funny thing, man. And I think I speak for Mike when I say this. I've seen you in Vikings gear, and I've seen you in LSU gear. I've never seen you in gear that, didn't pay you. And I mean that when I say LSU too. So I've never seen you here. This is before NIL, people. Before NIL. So you're going back to your Houston roots.
Well, here's the thing.
Not who paid you.
It's never about who pays me, because I wear things. It's not like you. You got to be Nike.
Have you ever seen anything other than KU, by the way?
No, that's why it's easy to buy you gifts.
Henry Thomas, one of the best gifts. And by the way, Henry Thomas, a phenomenal gift giver. Okay, Henry Thomas' gift giving skills are almost as good as his pass rushing skills. So shout out to my boy Henry Thomas. And by the way, be sure, and we're going to tweet this out and everything else. We had to give a belated happy birthday to our boy Bitter Mike Babo.
Yes, sir.
The big 6-0.
Thank you.
Okay.
Big 6-0.
That means that you guys are the same sign.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Yeah.
We're the goat. Have to go that fish. What up, baby? We the goat.
Who's the real goat in all this? Okay. So Bitter Mike Babo, the big 6-0 on December 21st, okay, which is a message in my heart. Not just because I'm a big fan of Bitter Mike, but I'm also a fan of my son, who also has that birthday. Okay. So he's the big 16. And then we are approximately 8 days away from the big 5-9 for my man Henry Tomas over here.
5'9".
5'9". Did you ever think you'd make it this far?
If I really thought I was gonna make it this far, I'd have taken better care of myself.
Well, I tell you what. Let me ask you this real quick. Now that we're 8 days away.
Yeah.
Is there one investment that you kick yourself for not getting into?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm not a
little ones here and there.
I'm not a guy that looks back and regret.
Okay.
I'm on the gas pedal.
So there wasn't a time like when you were back in the late 90s and like Steve Jobs came to you and said, Henry,
look, if I go back in time,
Apple.
If I go back in time,
I'll get on the ground floor. We're getting ready to start this movie division, and we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you part of it.
I think I could have changed it. Maybe we ought to call it Pear instead of Apple. I know
it's never too late.
Got nothing like that. I mean, like I said, it's been a fabulous run, and I'm looking to see what else is coming, because I don't have 3 beautiful daughters. I've had 3 incredible, 2.5 incredible marriages.
2.5. They were so good, you just had to keep trying it.
It's not, and you know what? And like I said, I'm telling you, they were all incredible. And in my wisdom and the time that I've passed, that I've become older and wiser, I realized there was a common denominator. It was my ass. So I can put it all on them. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the blame, but
we will.
But I'm really good friends with all of them. 2 of them.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
2 of them.
Because I still see one from time to time. Not in that capacity. Let's get that straight.
And you've seen them more than I have since I signed the paper. So.
And the funny part is, she knows who I am and hadn't said nary a word to me in those 3 or 4 years. Which, by the way, that brings it all back full circle, because that was where we did the first HD show at the original, or one of the original, the original house that I knew. Actually, no, I did know you at the other house. You were still there.
Yes. Yeah, we did one in Northgate.
Yes. You'd moved not too long after that. So anyway, tell you this. Glad to have you guys on board. We're live at Casa de Tomas. We're getting ready to wrap this thing up. Or wrap the NFL Week 18 up. Big Look, we've got some, jostling for position. Here in Houston, probably the bit what's most pressing is the fact that you've got a Houston Texans team that on Saturday night they're going to Indianapolis, and it's a division. I mean, the NFL couldn't have asked for a better situation. You've got a rookie quarterback in C.J. Stroud, who is in the conversation. Missing these last 2 games kind of hurt him for Offensive Rookie of the Year a little bit. I think Puka Nacua is kind of in the driver's seat, especially since he just made the Pro Bowl. But if C.J. goes out and balls,
Puka made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did. Meanwhile, the Chiefs took a DN, B.J. Thompson, who hasn't suited up all year. I digress. That being said, you've got C.J. Stroud. You got DeMeco Ryans,
head coach,
who probably, and let me throw this out to you guys, and let me throw this to Mike first, and then I'll have Henry give his thoughts on this. Whether it's Shane Steichen, the kid Gannon, who, by the way, maybe we should look. I think Nick Sirianni's an asshole. I really do, but maybe we should kind of temper the conversation about Philly taking a step back this year, just for the simple fact that when you look at what their coordinators have done in their respective spots,
right?
Did anybody in their right mind think Arizona was going to be as competitive as they have been this year?
No, I didn't think that they were going to lose. I didn't think they were going to win 4 games. Listen, they lost week 1. And it shouldn't have been that close to Washington, who we know is just an absolute mess. But they have absolutely righted the ship. This is like what they're. Yeah, I need to look. They had to wait for Kyler Murray to get healthy and then hit his stride. But he's played a lot better the last couple of weeks, right?
He's played tremendously better. And let's one other thing. And I think it's a testament to and what is it? Jonathan Gannon is his name.
I believe so. Yeah.
The Arizona head coach.
Yeah.
How much different? And I know the 3 of us aren't sitting there fucking watching, charting plays for the Arizona Cardinals, for Christ's sake. But we've all been in our own right. We've all been very critical of Kyler Murray. I've said time and time again, there's no way you're winning with a 5'10" quarterback and 5'10"
the dwarf many times,
hands down.
Yeah.
Right. How much different does he look with this Gannon guy versus what he looked like with what's the other? What the hell's the dude's name?
Who's the guy before him, Mike?
Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury. Well, not just that, but I mean the reputation that Kyler Murray had. I mean, every October when Call of Duty came out, I mean his quarterback rating went to shit because his Call of Duty ratings went the other way. And then they even had to put. They had to put that clause in the contract, and there was the hue and cry about that, and they took it out. But the implication was the same. He doesn't do film study. He was coming off a serious knee injury, and so he had a lot to prove, and really didn't have to prove anything because his contract was fully guaranteed, right?
Well, the thing also about it is that it looks like he has the confidence, and he's having the fun that he had when he was in high school. 3 championships back to back to back. I mean, he went. When you see him in the Texas Annals, excuse me, I didn't mean to say Annals. Sorry. I didn't hurt nobody's feelings.
We know he's only 8 away from his birthday, all right? All you ladies out there, okay? Hey.
Anyways, if you look back at the high school thing, look back at his high school career, he was amazing. And he reminds me, the last 2 games I watched, or the last game I actually watched him play the entire game, I saw that. And I saw that fire and that spark. And I'm looking forward to what they can do next year.
Yeah, especially with finally, I mean, is James Conner going to get healthy, right? Is Hollywood Brown.
The last 2 games of the season, though, James Conner did.
Yeah, he has. But the thing is that we need a full season from James Conner, do we not? We need a full complement of wideouts, right? And I mean, look, that tight end, Tate McBride, is that his name? Yeah. Oh man, that kid's a beast, right?
Yeah, we needed a full season out of him. This is 2024.
You talking about for your running backs?
What exactly is a full season? Because guys don't. I mean,
14 weeks these days, right?
We played 70 plays. I played 64 of them or 68 of them.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and it's not like that now where guys actually get time off. And you know what? The Monkey Shoulder, not a sponsor, but the Monkey Shoulder Scotch, Mike, if you
Yes, sir.
play, this Monkey Shoulder is very nice, smooth.
I like my Scotch. You know that.
Well, very affordable. I mean, you know, I'm a
I like that.
Glenfiddich guy.
Yeah.
It rivals them way at half the cost.
You heard it here, folks.
Bargain right,
All right.
there.
And again, not a sponsor, but
But if y'all think
if
about
you're
it,
listening,
Yeah.
thinking about
Yes,
it,
yeah,
hey,
exactly.
you know what would go real well for Henry's 59th birthday? A box from Monkey Shoulder.
that would
Wishing
be good.
you. Where are they based out of? Do you know? Don't let me find out Minnesota. Don't let me find out
They better
Minnesota.
not be.
Don't let me find out Minnesota.
Oh, it's on and
I'm not-
popping in.
But no, I'll say this. But you know, and I don't even know how the hell we got on the Arizona tip. But no. Oh, I know what it was. Talking about the coordinators
Yes, the
for you know, and so
Yeah.
bringing that back. Look, Gannon's going to be the conversation. Shane Steichen's going to be in the conversation for Coach of the Year. D'Amico Ryan, and this kind of reminds me a little bit. And I think the Coach of the Year. Look, you know, Sean McVay is going to be in conversation about it. All right, there's no question about that. But look. And I heard this a couple weeks ago.
Can I give you a dark horse too?
Give.
Yes.
Kevin Stefanski.
Oh, look, that actually, you know what? Look, he's probably the leader in the clubhouse. Okay, he's probably
Not the
Telling you.
No, he's not a dark horse. And I can't even believe I forgot about Kevin Stefanski. But you're exactly right, Mike. Barring some sort of major collapse, I think Kevin Stefanski's the runaway winner in all this. I mean,
sounds like you guys just made D'Amico the dark horse.
pun intended.
Pun intended.
Henry can say that. We can't. That's okay.
No, yeah.
Henry said that.
Yeah.
Henry said that.
Yeah.
Okay. Henry said that. No, because I'll tell you what, the D'Amico Shane Steichen thing, and the reason why I was thinking about that was when we talked about that Baltimore Ravens 49er game a couple of weeks ago, when everybody was talking about Brock Purdy being the MVP, and then of course everybody was like, well, if Lamar goes out and balls and Purdy shits the bed, then Lamar takes over, right? And nobody thought Purdy was going to throw 5 picks, right? Like nobody thought. Well,
Four, but
Darnold.
two were tipped. I mean, but either way, I mean, he played terrible.
But look,
But you know what?
It still shows up on the stat sheet, right?
It doesn't say
But
tip.
not just that, guys. I mean, wait, but
and it bounces across the lake and goes up and gets close to the pin. It still says birdie.
yeah, it's still a birdie. Listen, but I mean, Lamar has won it just as much as maybe Brock Purdy has lost it, because you go back to the previous week where he faced a very solid Jacksonville Jaguars defense. They could not bring him down. He was fucking winning in that game.
Are you talking about Lamar?
And then, yeah, Lamar was. I mean, he was incredible. I mean, they just could not bring. I think they sacked him maybe once, but he escaped out of so many pressures, and he just made something out of nothing. Time and time again, he frustrated the Jaguars defense to no end. And then, of course, what he did to the Niners defense, which is like number 2 or number 3 at home in San Francisco, and then they absolutely demolished Miami. I mean, Jesus Christ, they had 800 yards of offense, I think.
How many
Right?
times have Lamar won the MVP?
This will be his second time.
This will be his second.
This will be
a second.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I
look,
think he's got it locked.
Oh, he does.
he's got it locked as far as I'm
The
concerned.
only other person that everybody is
McCaffrey.
grumbling
McCaffrey.
about is McCaffrey, and it feels like Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Frazier, all those guys, and everybody's like, no. I mean, not to take away from McCaffrey. McCaffrey is an unbelievable back. But when you try to tell me he is as dynamic or as good a back as Jim Brown.
No.
Oh, no.
I was like,
No, I don't even think CMC will say that.
I've heard it, and I don't like it.
You know what he reminds me of? You know who he is? You know who he is? You know who Christian McCaffrey is?
He's his dad.
Well, in running back form?
Yes.
Oh, well, he's better than his dad in running back form. You know what he
Yeah.
is, though? He's the white Priest Holmes.
Mm.
Excuse me.
Cross-racial comparison.
I'm telling you right now. Look, I tell you what. Look up Priest Holmes stats. First
Somebody
of all,
look up Priest Holmes.
I'm telling you
First
right now.
off, they named him Priest.
All I'm telling
You don't think like more like LaDainian Tomlinson? Because LaDainian Tomlinson caught a lot of passes out of the backfield too.
I think did. Don't get me wrong.
I like that comparison better.
Here's the thing. How long has McCaffrey been in the league? 6 years?
6, I think.
6 or 7, yeah.
Okay. So you think about it this way. Like his first 3 years, he was dynamic. And then he had 2 beat up seasons where we were like, okay, like the knock on him was, okay, this guy can't even stay healthy. Right. And that was the knock on him last year. Right. And then he goes to San Francisco and to his credit, he's had a monster year this year. And
he had a monster year last year with San Francisco.
Once he got traded,
he did.
He turned, and in my opinion,
turn that team around.
His presence.
Guys, he started 16 games last year. He did. Between the two teams.
Last year was his bounce back.
You're right. The 2 previous years, he started combined. He played in a combined 10 games.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
So he's been in the league. He's been in the league 6 years.
6.
This is his 7th. This is his 7th year.
This is 7th season. So 6 and 7, outstanding. 1 and 2, outstanding. 3 and 4, garbage.
Not so much. Excuse me. 4 and 5. Excuse me.
4 and 5. There you go.
Yeah.
I'll just put it to you like this. Okay. There was a 3-year stretch with the Kansas City Chiefs where Priest Holmes had.
How did I not know that he would be a Kansas City Chief?
Let me just put it to you like this. There was a 3-year stretch.
Did I play against him?
No. You retired when?
2000.
You might have, because he was with Baltimore from 97 to 2000. He was the backup to Jamal Lewis.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I had 1 game against Baltimore when I was in New England.
Okay, so you would have played against him once. He was one of those guys who was kind of a backup. He was a backup to Jamal. And we remember Jamal Lewis was that dude for about 5 or 6 years, right? Like, I tell you what, you want to talk about a running back that and we can go back and this could be a conversation. This could be a whole other show. But a guy who, for a 4 or 5 year blip, was that guy. And that was Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis almost had about a 2,000-yard season almost.
Jamal Lewis. You got who's the guy that's a finalist for I think Jacksonville.
Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor.
Come on.
Fred Taylor.
Come on, my boy Freddie T.
Yes.
Huh? But real quick, there was a 3-year stretch where our boy Priest Holmes, total yards from scrimmage, 2169, 2287, and 2110. All right?
That's monstrous.
Okay. And oh, by the way, guess how many touchdowns he had in those 3? 8, 21, and 27. Damn. Touchdowns. Okay. Wow. Come on.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know
You better
why.
ask somebody when I'm talking about my boy Priest Holmes. All I got to say.
I don't know nothing about Priest Holmes.
You do now.
I think everybody was back at that time. Everybody was afraid to tackle him. His name was Priest. They're like, don't hit him too hard.
Well, you know what it was? That was those years where Dick Vermeil had loaded up on offense and basically had, me and Mike Babbo at defensive end. That was the year. Okay, that was the year. One of the years where in the playoffs against the Colts, nobody punted.
Wow.
Nobody punted.
For a whole game.
For an entire game. And the final score was like 38-35 or something like that. And Peyton was playing with the Colts. It was just
wow.
So anyway, we digress. But anyway, look, Lamar's your MVP favorite, right? And he's not going to play on Sunday, right? So
no, he's not.
Sunday.
Well, have they decided that for sure? Because
no, they've already said it. I saw a headline the other day that because look, he's already got it locked up. I mean, because they're already number 1 seed.
What does he have locked up?
We understand that, but we go back to what was it, 2017, right? Where they had like the number 3 seed locked up, and they rested. John Harbaugh rested all their guys, and then they laid an egg against what was it, Tennessee?
Well,
they got
here's my thing.
boat race. And they were thinking about that. They've been thinking about that. Now that they've got the number 1 seed locked up, they'll be out for 3 weeks if they rest everybody today this weekend.
Hold on a minute. Oh, here it is. I'm about to play my race card.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if Lamar sits out, does he have any chance
of losing the MVP?
No,
I don't think so.
No, not because of the late body of work, Henry. Honestly, in my opinion, what I've seen the last 3-4 weeks, I mean, there's nobody in comparison. There really isn't. I mean,
who's within. I mean, McCaffrey's the only one that's within earshot.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I hear what you guys saying, and it's good and all, but it's not comforting because you two fuckers ain't voting.
Well, but you got to remember too, NFL media is a little goofy.
Way goofy.
They are, no question about it.
Yeah, but I'm hearing more love for Lamar Jackson over the last 3 weeks of what he has done. I don't think there's anything to worry about. I really don't.
I don't want to piss off the NFL media because thank you.
Oh, fuck them.
Give me a MVP.
Hall of Fame nomination. I mean,
Hall of Fame nomination. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but you know what? We can be pissed off because they didn't tell you about it.
I was just going to say, does it count because they didn't tell you?
It counts. I found out. It counts. No. I'm riding. We beat
fine.
We riding.
No, look, guys. I don't think Lamar. Look, the thing is that if they do play him, people are saying, "Why the hell are you risking injury?"
I don't.
That's what the conversation will be. I understand, Fred, but what I'm trying to allay Henry's fears and thinking, okay, if they don't play him, does he lose out on MVP votes? No. If they do play him, people will be questioning the sanity of John Harbaugh.
Well,
but I think it's a combination. I think it's a conversation because Lamar wants to play. I think he wants to play. John's saying no. I don't.
He's going to sit down. But here's the thing: no matter what way you go, the opposition to either way is going to be screaming loud.
It's provocative, right?
The only thing that's going to make me scream is if he doesn't get it. Then I'll be pissed.
I just think that there's two.
Here's the other thing too, guys. The Niners have locked up the NFC's number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy is probably going to sit out. Christian McCaffrey's injured, right? He went out the 4th quarter with the calf injury. So he's not playing either, Henry.
Oh, that's right. If he's not
playing, he's already been ruled out.
As my man Urkel would say, never mind.
Never mind.
Right.
That wasn't Urkel. That was somebody else.
No, that was Urkel.
No, Urkel was. Did I do that?
He did say you. He did say you.
No, Emily Latella. Never mind. From Saturday Night Live.
Who was that?
Emily Latella.
You old guys know that.
Yeah, fuck. That's before your time, young. Young.
Time. So no, Lamar's going to win the MVP, and all I'm going to say is this: because it is a Chiefs-centric show. All I'm going to say is this, and go to my Twitter.
Oh, here we go.
Look at Lamar's stats versus Pat's stats this year. That's all I'm going to say. Look at the stats. That's all I'm going to say.
So, you saying Patrick Mahomes has more interceptions because nobody don't catch the ball?
He does have more picks. But he's got more yards. I want to say he's got more touchdowns, and he's got twice as many drops from his receivers as Lamar Jackson does.
How many yards you got rushing? You didn't mention that.
Oh, he's got. I tell you what. I bet you they're not that far off.
I bet you they are.
I'll bet you they are.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm looking at it right now, guys. Okay.
Give it to
regular season. Let me see here.
Keep going.
This year, let's see. Patrick Mahomes. Wow. Patrick Mahomes has 1,500 yards passing. Lamar has 750.
What?
Is that right?
Is that
what are you talking about? I was going to say, what are you?
No, these are head to head. I'm sorry. Never mind.
What's he talking about?
I gotta look at it for this year. All right, just a second.
Okay.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, he does have 821 yards rushing this year. Okay. So maybe I was wrong. It happens to the best of us. Okay, so what if Lamar has 500 more yards rushing?
But the passing are the same. They're close.
Comparable, yes.
Comparable. Okay. They're comparable.
Comparable, yes.
Okay.
But let me just make one thing clear to everybody, okay? Pat runs when he has to or when he needs to.
Oh,
okay?
absolutely.
That's the difference.
Absolutely.
That's the difference, okay?
And he's beginning to learn when he has to, when he needs to, and how that's going to open up
the problem is he's needed to too many times this year.
Because you got guys catching the ball like this.
Looking like Stephen Hawking out there on Epstein Island.
Speaking of which,
thank you. Real quick.
By the way.
Real quick. Mike Babo.
Stephen Hawking? Are you kidding me?
I don't understand that.
Mike, have you seen the list?
I have not. You know what? I tried looking through the list. It's a manifest. It's like 200 and some pages of a manifest, and after like 3 pages of trying to read that guy's chicken scratch, I'm like, this is ridiculous. We didn't know, like you said, Fred, today. We don't know any more than we already did.
Stephen Hawkins, though. I didn't know that. Gonna give me done contract a little bit.
Look at the gammas on that one. Yeah, exactly.
Look, I'll tell you right now.
We're all going to hell.
Well, you can meet Stephen Hawking there because that decrepit fucking piece of shit. Okay, look, when you're fucking underage kids, women, I don't give a fuck. You're a sick fuck. I don't care if you founded the fucking big, the supernova, whatever the fuck he did with space.
Whatever.
I don't care. Whatever math.
Fred, I guarantee you, he wasn't fucking anyone or anything.
That's what I said.
Okay, look.
Come on,
That's
Fred.
what I said.
Look,
the motherfucker's in a wheelchair. He's
look. I get it.
But he might have been in there like this.
We don't know. That's just it. We don't know.
So you're telling me that this was all an act? His wheelchair was all an act?
Yeah, all the wheelchair and everything is all act. He's like, look, I can't carry my head, but bring them 3 girls.
That's right. That's right. Look, if you can't tell me that dude could figure out something, you could tell me he could figure out something to do with his extremities. So anyway, that was the takeaway for me. Stephen Hawking is a fucking sick fuck.
I had not.
That was the takeaway for me.
When he gave it to me, when he told me that Stephen Hawking, I was like, okay, the names on the list. Okay.
I mean, we knew Bill Clinton. We've known since he was president that Bill Clinton was a predator.
Okay, predator, that's a little strong.
Oh, he's a predator. Okay,
he's a predator.
Look,
and
I like Slick Willie.
That's too harsh to call our first black president.
First black president? Nice.
I'll tell you what. Well,
Bill was the first black president. Come on now. He played the saxophone, loved McDonald's, would run till he couldn't see him, then get in the car. He did brother stuff.
He did. What did Cedric Entertainer said?
What did he say?
Said he had Negro tendencies.
Negro.
So we're going to ask our resident Bitter Mike here.
Bitter Mike.
Sir.
First question. Do you know? Go ahead.
Do you know who Cat Williams is?
No.
Okay. So we are, and okay. So it's going to kind of, okay. So Shannon Sharp does a podcast. It's called Club Shay Shay, and he has, folks from all over the entertainment world and everything like that.
Okay.
And the thing I'll say about Shannon Sharp is this. While I applaud what he's doing, okay, look, he throws out softballs and it's 2 guys just bullshit, or gals, whatever he's doing, shooting the shit, okay?
Drinking?
Just drinking, whatever. And, of course, Shannon Sharp is just as jacked now, probably bigger now than he was in the NFL, right? Because you can't run the way he's as big as he is now. But anyway, long story short, he had Cat Williams on, who's this comedian, and he basically, I'm going to urge you to watch this interview because you're going to know a lot of that. You'll know some of the names that he's bringing up. And basically, he just goes scorched earth. And this is not me being hyperbolic in any way, shape, or form. He literally names every famous black celebrity in Hollywood and has damn near something to say about them for like an hour and a half.
Not all of them.
Not all.
But he had like comedians and whatnot.
And none of it good?
It's good, and then it turns bad.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is that he insults basically everything.
He gives the truth. He starts out hey, this guy did this, this, and this.
Yeah.
But he also piece of shit, dirty, blah 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 blah. It was Fred
Shannon Sharp.
Case in point, he brings up an example about how Harvey Weinstein offered to suck his dick for a movie role. Okay. And he told Harvey Weinstein no.
In front of everybody, in front of people.
So then he goes to the movie set, and there's 3 other black actors there, and he says, "What the fuck did you 3 do to get this role? Because I know what I did," and I said no.
Wow.
And that's exactly, and that little story there gives you a little smidge, a little insight into just how explosive this interview was. Because I'll be honest with you, I've never seen somebody go scorched earth the way Cat Williams did. And we're talking about, he did it on Steve Harvey. He did it to Kevin Hart. Who else did he drag in this deal? Oh, he said, you know who Tyler Perry is, correct?
Of course, yeah.
He said Tyler Perry, the reason why you always see him dressed as a woman in movies, because he doesn't know how to play a man.
Yeah.
So put that.
Ricky Smiley. He rolled up, kneed and punted Ricky Smiley.
Oh,
another comedian.
We may never hear from Ricky Smiley again. We may never hear. So
yeah,
anyway,
you got to see it.
Okay. All right.
Check it out. It'll be worth it just because. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, and the reason why me and Henry were talking about it yesterday, is I would love to see an NFL style interview just like that, where somebody associated with the NFL goes scorched earth on everybody. And you know who could do it? You know who might do it?
Give it.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
No, I don't think Aaron will, because I think the problem with Aaron Rodgers is nobody's going to believe him. I'll tell you.
Oh, you don't think so?
Well, it'll basically be the same that it's been since the COVID, right? You'll have the unvaxxed people will believe him. People that are vaxxed won't.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, who?
Your boy Gruden.
Gruden.
Yeah, I could see Gruden going scorched earth.
Yeah, sure, because he's got an axe to grind with the entire NFL.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because think about it. How is it? And we've
Trevor Bauer in baseball.
Yeah. How is it in 600,000 emails? Okay, that's a lot of fucking emails. Out of 600,000 that the NFL, and that's just the ones the NFL told us about. You mean to tell me out of 600,000, the only emails that they were able to release was our boy John Gruden talking shit? So John Gruden's the only guy in the NFL in 600,000 emails talking big shit.
Okay.
You know, I know, and you know that ain't true.
Here's the deal.
Who'd he piss off?
Here's the deal. I'm going to agree with you on that because when I send an email, especially talking shit, I usually get a response. No replies ever to any of the shit he said. Why not?
Or what? Nobody forwarded anything he said? Because you know John Gruden is the kind of guy that has got big titty pictures of some foul shit that he sent to other people. You know he does. You know he does. You know John Gruden sent some co-ed pictures before. So I just wanted – so John Gruden is my pick. And Aaron Rodgers is a good pick. I'll tell you what, he caught all kinds of flack for the Jimmy Kimmel thing he said.
Yeah, he did. Jimmy Kimmel cracked back on him, saying, "Look, listen, asshole. Next time next time you hear from me, you hear from my lawyer."
Yeah, that's right. He threatened legal action.
He went to the lawyer.
Right.
He threatened it.
Yep.
Jimmy Kimmel
he played the lawyer card.
He
so everything that I see you do on television, somebody else writes, you can't clap back.
Nope.
What the fuck? Okay.
I've never been a big Jimmy Kimmel guy to begin with.
Me neither.
I
don't like none of the late night guys.
Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore.
I like Kelly Clarkson's show because she lost so much weight.
I've heard she lost a lot of weight. I've heard.
Yes, she has. Like 40 pounds.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what, I did see and it was funny too, because I just saw a thing with Jay Leno.
She was smoking anyways, because
she was cute, then she got fat, and then she got skinny again. Well,
even when she was fat. No. I'm like,
okay, here's what he said. He said, "Dear asshole, for the record, I have not met, flown with, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein, nor will you find my name on any quote list other than the clearly phony nonsense that soft-brained wackos like yourself can't seem to distinguish from reality. Your reckless words put my family in danger. Keep it up and we'll debate the facts further in court. This was to Aaron Rodgers.
First of all, when he says you put my family, it's like, bro, nobody gives a fuck, right? Like what? People are going to Jimmy Kimmel's house to say, so you did something with Epstein. So, by the way, Jimmy Kimmel is an investor, and I saw this on Twitter today, so it has to be true. Is an investor in Epstein's former chef's restaurant.
Right, I saw that too.
Little
Aaron Rodgers
peculiar.
knows that Kimmel was over there too.
At Epstein's?
Yeah. So that means Aaron Rodgers was over there as well.
See, I don't know that. I don't agree. No.
For me to say that you were there.
No, I don't agree.
Can't nobody tell me that you were there. I'd have to be there to see or be at the plane saying this plane only came from Epstein.
No.
I'm just saying.
I'll go back to the Cat Williams interview.
Yeah.
Cat Williams said that one of the things he's done over the last 30 years, is he said, I accumulate information.
Okay.
He goes, if I see somebody, if somebody sees some people doing shit they're not supposed to do, I'll pay them for that information. Okay. Now,
who are you? The black TMZ?
Maybe he is. Look.
Okay, hey, Cat, I got some information.
Well,
I'll call you about 200
Better be good.
It'll be good. I'll make that shit up.
But you just never look. To me, if Jimmy, and again, one way, I mean, look, I think he went to the island, who knows? But look, he did hang out with Epstein's personal chef. So the idea that maybe he went one time, who knows? Does that mean he went out there and was doing God knows what? But ultimately, his response, raises a question or two.
I got other questions. Why would Aaron Rodgers
say Jimmy Kimmel of all people? Well, because Jimmy Kimmel's been fucking with Aaron Rodgers.
He's been bitching at him for being unvaccinated.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Kimmel is a major he harps on the unvaccinated.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he does. So Henry, what Jimmy Kimmel has also said is that people who are unvaccinated, if they go into the hospital, that they should not be given ICU beds because they're unvaccinated. He is as bad as who is that idiot Olbermann, Keith Olbermann.
So if I get sick, I shouldn't get an ICU bed because I'm not unvaccinated?
That's correct.
Correct.
That's stupid.
That is stupid.
You are because you are unvaccinated. If you are unvaccinated, you are irresponsible and you are causing a health hazard. That's their take.
Didn't Kimmel come down with the COVID back in the day?
He might have. A lot of guys got it.
I mean, because I know everybody that I know that got the vaccination
got COVID.
And so they were the same as me. Because we don't have to get off the rails, but anybody who says that
actually,
exactly.
Henry and I got COVID. Literally, we got it from the same place.
Yeah.
Was it a year ago? No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Anyway,
we digress.
Yeah.
Three guys that won't be on the Epstein Island list? Us three. Okay? Three right here. This three right here. Not on the...
No, buddy.
Well, you know what's funny?
What?
Real quick, last thing on this. You just took the words right out of my mouth.
I do. I already looked at it.
What's that?
What, Epstein wouldn't bring breast?
We good. That's how the mix went. Look. This how every black person in America was. Epstein was.
Win one for us. That's right.
No, bros, we good.
Except for Bill. Except for Bill.
We claimed Bill.
And he claimed Bill. Blaming Bill let you down.
We claimed him and he went back to the white boy shit. See?
Always go back to their roots, goddammit. All right, real quick, let's talk about couple things this weekend, and then we'll get you guys out of here. Number one, You've got the Texans and Colts on Saturday. That's obviously a huge game. And again, winner gets into the playoffs. I'll start with you, Mike and Henry. Win or lose. Win or lose. We've already agreed that we think Kevin Stefanski is your coach of the year, and rightfully so, considering it. I mean, when you look at all the injuries and everything that's going on with that Cleveland football team, it's amazing how they've been able, and hell, the 5th seed in the playoffs. And depending upon what Joe Flacco does, they're going to be a scary out come playoff time.
Nobody wants to play them.
Nobody wants to play them, and defense travels. All right? And that's what scares me. That being said, the job that DeMeco Ryans has done, and win or lose, your take on the Texans after this 2023 season, and just kind of where this team is at and the turnaround they've made versus where we were at a year ago.
Right.
When it was, I mean, you want to talk about fire and brimstone.
Oh, my God. Don't win the last game.
Hey.
I'm winning the last game.
Shout out to Lovie Smith. Shout out to Lovie Smith. Shout out to Lovie.
Mike, where are you?
I mean, listen, I mean, they're 9-7. I mean, I didn't think they were going to win 9 games in the next 2 seasons, including this one. The fact that CJ Stroud has worked out a hell of a lot better than Bryce Young has been working great for them. Look, DeMeco Ryans was a great defensive coordinator in his, I think it was 2 years in San Francisco. And so it was just a matter of time for him to be a head coach.
Yeah.
But I mean, to take a program that was just, a mess, even just as recently as 2 years ago, just speaks a lot of volumes for how he's been able to shore up that team. And they've had some injuries too on the offensive side of the ball, right? I mean, Nico Collins has been in and out. Dalton Schultz, their line has been Swiss cheese. As and Dalton Schultz has been out for a good chunk of the season. Nico Collins has been out. Who's the other wideout?
Noah Brown, he's out too.
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the season, of course.
You're thinking of Tank.
Yeah, and Dameon Pierce didn't really do as much as what they had hoped. So for him to do what he has done, now granted the AFC South is a wide open division, but still they're 9-7. I mean, I thought that they were going to be like 4-13. So yeah, I mean, what's that?
You're a better football team than Tennessee.
Sure.
You're light years ahead of where Carolina's at. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say one other thing. All right, is I think we got to put a little respect, not a lot, but a little respect on Cal McNair's name, because I'm gonna tell you what. Cal McNair, for the last 3 or 4 years, has taken to say he's taken a beating would be okay. Rodney King looks at Cal McNair and goes, "Damn." Okay. He was called an idiot. He was told he should put up the team, and this is coming from people in Houston. Okay, this is the huge. This isn't forget.
Well, come on. I think it was deserved because he gave. But wait a minute. It was somewhat deserved because he gave Bill O'Brien way too much power.
He's learning.
But there's my point, okay? And you know what? Here's the thing. Yes, he gave him too much power initially, but guess what? He did fire him.
He did fire him. He brought in Nick Caserio.
He got rid of Judd Easterby. Got rid of whatever the hell his name Easterby was, right?
Jack Easterby.
And he cleaned the house with people that everybody was like, why would he get rid of them?
Got rid of all of them. Got rid of all of them. And I think we don't know. I think we'll hear about it. I think we'll hear about it eventually because these kind of stories, it'll be, especially during, I think we'll hear about it in the off season.
And the Deshaun Watson trade doesn't look so bad now, does it?
Oh, look, between the Deshaun Watson trade, between the end of the Bill O'Brien era, between the David Culley, between you basically had a 3-year stretch where the Texans were in football purgatory. And with one broad second pick overall, you took CJ Stroud, who to me is one of the best looking quarterbacks we've seen probably since, dare I say, 15.
That's the cart before the horse.
What's that?
One broad.
Brought them all down?
Nope. Broad stroke for coach. That started it. DeMeco
Mhm.
Ryans first.
Oh, you mean hiring him?
Hiring DeMeco
Oh,
first.
yeah. No. Look, that exactly.
And giving him the opportunity to be a voice in, let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah.
Because when they
Yes.
traded up to get the next pick for the defensive
I thought they
end,
gave up a lot.
Yeah, Will Anderson. Yeah,
I thought it was unbelievable. I thought it was a nice aggressive move, even though that, you know, I like the move. I like what they did.
Where are you at with Will Anderson?
He needs some training.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a camp in Dallas right before the season started. Come see me. Pete Jenkins, Henry Thomas, hook you up. 5 days.
I think he'll be fine. I mean, look, he had an injury plagued season, but I think he'll be fine. Let's give it some time.
Too. I think he needs some training. It's like my beloved
Detroit Lions.
I think
Mm-hmm.
they play with.
Did you teach Aiden Hutchinson that spin move, by the way? Did he
never,
did the other night?
Never saw him before. He wouldn't come down. Anyways, you know, they play with so much passion, cannot be taught.
Oh, by the way, your boy Aaron Glenn,
yep,
voted the number 1 defensive coordinator in the NFL.
Love that man. So I'm just saying, they play with so much desire and passion, can't be taught, can only be inspired, but you can't teach that. They play with everybody runs to the ball, but they don't play. They play with just a quarter of discipline, they would shut the league down with the way they play the game.
Did you have a Barnes? Was there a Barnes that was in that group, that Detroit Lions group that you coached?
How many years has he been?
I think he's a newer guy. He's a linebacker.
No.
He's the dude that missed the tackle. He's the guy that missed the sack on Dak on Saturday night.
Well, in that case, no, I didn't.
He's the guy that missed the sack on Saturday night. But I tell you all that to tell you this. Look, win, lose, or draw on Saturday night. If you're a Texans fan, look, you've got your head coach, and let's call this what it is too. All right, DeMeco's already better than Robert Saleh.
Oh my God.
Okay, Robert Saleh, God bless him, and I get it, but I'm out on Robert Saleh. I really wanted him to succeed, and I still do. But I'll tell you what, watching him on that sideline and listening to him in post-game press conferences is depressing. And I feel bad for Jets fans because I'll tell you what, it's just. You know, at least with DeMeco, and look,
he still puts up a good defense.
Yeah, I think that defense is just beat down.
They're beat down because they have no offense to help out at all.
And you know, is he beat down?
He's got to be tired. I mean, when I would sit there and look at him, I was like, you know what? Stop coloring your beard. Just let it leave a little.
He swears up and down. He doesn't.
I can still see the black on your skin.
You're calling Cap, as the kids say.
I can still see the black on your skin, and the reason I know that because.
Well, I was just going to say, Henry Thomas, I've noticed, and Mike, you know, you've got a nice little salt and pepper thing going on there.
I like the salt and pepper.
But I see that you've let more of the silver fox look.
Yeah, I let it a little bit out, but I still put a little color in
the sides.
Yeah, the sides, okay. You know, because when it gets over here,
you know, if you don't fuck around too much, because you're gonna start looking like Jim Brown from the Running Man character. It's too much of this, okay? So I'm just saying.
But he had it on top too, so that's different. That's different.
Mike, I need to appreciate that.
Yes, I do. I appreciate it a lot. Mike,
sir,
I need to ask you about the college football games. The last two for the championship.
Yeah.
Bama, Michigan, Washington, Texas. I was
so
wrong on both games.
Yeah, I was too. I took Bama on the points because I didn't think that anybody could outcoach Nick Saban, and I still don't think so. But you know, it was a game of mistakes by Bama. But that 4th and 2 conversion, that 4th and 2 conversion by Michigan in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, was absolutely key. Not just for the fact that they converted it, but for the number of yards that he gained. I think he gained 30 yards or 35 yards. Now, some of that was called back because of a block in the back, but still, that broke Bama's back. I mean, and then of course, you know, the defense for Michigan, the interior defense for Michigan, gave Milroe no time to step in the pocket, nor ability to step up in the pocket and scan the field for the receivers, that's when he's so dangerous. With respect to Washington, Texas, I just don't think Texas could. Now, granted, Washington in the second half only scored 1 touchdown and kicked three field goals, but they held on to the ball a long time. Their time of possession was incredible. Texas defense just couldn't get off the field on third down the entire second half, and that's what really hurt them. Now, Washington almost shit the bed and gave Texas the ball with, what was it? I think they had first and goal at the 12-yard line. Well, first, whatever. They had 4 shots from the 12-yard line to get it. They just couldn't punch it in. But the Texas defense couldn't stop Washington. And, of course, Michael Penix just made himself a lot of money with that game.
Yeah. I love the kid now because I hadn't seen him before, and I saw him this game, and I thought, where did this guy come from? But
do you guys think his injury history is going to be an issue?
Absolutely,
it will, right?
They take all that.
Yeah.
They say that's the one knock on him is that he's just been beat up a lot, and if you beat up a lot in college,
because they're a lot faster than the pros, as Henry Thomas can tell you.
Well, that could be it too.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. If I could take that kid, 9 years, 14, 15 games, I'll take my chances. I mean, his arm strength, his poise in the pocket. I mean, he's got that internal clock that he's. And the other thing too is that team was a double-digit underdog to the same team, Oregon, twice, and they beat them both times. They were a 4-point dog to Texas in basically their backyard. Granted, it was and they beat him there. I mean, I just. You know what? He showed me a lot.
So it sounds like you're picking Washington for the championship game.
I don't know. I mean, Jim Harbaugh's defense really showed me a lot. I mean, really. I mean,
Jim Harbaugh, I tell you what, that defense. Now, granted, they had 1 sack in the second half, so it's a testament to what Saban and that crew were able to do, just as far as changing things up a little bit. But obviously, it still wasn't enough. I do think Michigan will do enough to win, okay? Because at the end of the day, I'll say this much. If you're telling me that same staff in Michigan, which, by the way, coached for 6 games without Harbaugh,
right,
and won the biggest games prior to the postseason without it, okay? Like your 2 biggest games of the year, Penn State and Ohio State, you won without Jim Harbaugh. And so now Jim Harbaugh, him and his staff out-coached Alabama. And look, the DeBear guy, God bless him, I think he came from high school or some shit or whatever it was. I mean, he's had a great run and he's had a tremendous story about his coaching deal, whatever. God bless. That being said, give me Michigan. I like them to win the game on Monday, and I'll give you one more for you folks in the back. Afterwards, he goes to the NFL.
That was my next question.
He goes to the NFL.
Yeah, he's going. Listen, he's so sick and tired of the NCAA. He's a maverick. He likes to piss people off. I mean, look, he kind of wore out his welcome with San Francisco as well. It's been what's it been like 6 years at Michigan now?
Longer than that.
No, he's been at Michigan. I think this is like year 9 for him at Michigan.
Oh God!
Because remember that Super Bowl was 2012.
Ever since his brother kicked his ass, but I called it as soon as the lights went off. I said
that was it.
When the lights went down, I told everybody Baltimore just won this game. And it was like, what are you talking about? It's a good game. Blah blah blah. I was like, look at the Baltimore coach. Look at San Francisco coach. San Francisco, Harbaugh was going ballistic, losing his mind.
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot control that. Calm your team. Go talk to your team. What was his brother doing? Talking to his players. Hey, man. Hey, you've been playing good. We're going to do this. Hey,
yeah, they're very opposite people. Absolutely.
Kept his guys together, and they came out there and put foot in his brother's ass.
Yeah, no, they did.
So,
that and your boy Jacoby Jones had a nice return or two, too, if I'm not mistaken.
That was pretty
It didn't
cool,
hurt. Special teams came out big.
That was pretty good, too. Yes, sir.
But no, I think he leaves. I think there's just too many. Look, for one, you've got too many, premier organizations that are going to have openings, right?
Ooh, yes.
Okay, let's think about that. All right. I mean, I'm not going to call the Chargers a premier organization necessarily.
No, but it's a better job. I mean, first of all, you've got a freaking stud of a quarterback. You got some
and
pieces
he's
on
been in
offense.
San Diego too, right? So I mean, he knows that's he's that area, right? Like I mean, hell, he played there, he coached there. I'm telling you right now, though, the one team that I think and I'll ask Mr. Raider himself, who would you rather have, Harbaugh or Antonio Pierce?
Oh,
you want the truth? I want AP.
Come on, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, I do.
What do you say?
You know what? You heard me. You know why? You know why?
Why?
Because I am sick and tired of overhauls on overhauls on overhauls. We have been on an overhaul for 20 fucking years, Henry, and I'm tired of it. Okay? I want some continuity. AP brought some continuity. He brought some sanity in that place. And listen, I'll tell you this right now. If Jim Harbaugh comes in, Patrick Graham, the defensive coordinator, is gone. He may be gone anyway, but if Jim Harbaugh comes in, he's gone for sure. Okay? And maybe, hell, Champ Kelly may be gone too. And look, we don't need another major overhaul because Jim Harbaugh, whereas AP, he's bringing in guys like Marvin Lewis. Let's see, Tom Coughlin.
Him and Tom Coughlin.
Right, because he played for Tom Coughlin, but AP was always been known as the smartest guy on the field. All right. And so people are saying, well, he's got so many people talking in his ear, he may not know much. Bullshit. He's smart enough to know what he doesn't know. Okay. Whereas Jim Harbaugh, he's going to blow the whole fucking thing up, a la John Gruden. He's going to start all over again. And here we go with another fucking rebuild. I don't want another rebuild, guys. I don't.
I think it's a little.
Wait a minute. Stop. He took a team that was circling the drain, that was dysfunctional, and he's righted the ship. Okay. He deserves. I mean, and he's Raider Nation. I'm sorry. I don't want another.
B-Rock was legitimately concerned as to what was going on in her bedroom.
You're right. No, she's not concerned. She's heard
about it. She's
heard about this so many times.
Her face as she walked by over there. She's like, "What the fuck is my husband clapping and screaming about in here for God's sake?"
Dude, she's used to it.
I got a related question.
Okay.
Buffalo leaves Michigan.
Yeah.
Does he have the power or the pull enough to bring that staff with him? Because if he leaves, that guy who took over his spot, he gets the head coach's job. Does he have the pull and the?
I don't think he would do it. I don't. Look, he's not. Look, he's a Michigan man through and through, right?
Not when you're gone.
Look.
Not when you leave.
Yeah, no. He's not going to lead them in that kind of situation.
So he's not going to scorch the earth. He's not going to burn them bridges.
He's going to get his guys.
Those are his guys.
Those are his guys.
He's going to get NFL.
So it brings up a good point. If he brings his entire staff with him,
we know him.
Here's the other thing too. Okay, here's the other thing too, and I get it. The Bisaccia situation is completely different because it wasn't so bad as the Josh McDaniels fucking situation, but Antonio Pierce has that locker room. To a man, they want him to take the job. And I have a feeling that if they bring in Harbaugh, riding his white Charger, pardon the pun, they're going to be like, oh, fuck, here we go again. And
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I understand. And I think we've kind of forgotten, Jim Harbaugh's won everywhere he's been.
Except in Chicago when I played.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about his coach. Okay. I mean, look, he was good at Stanford. He was good at San Diego. Look, we forget San Francisco was a dumpster fire when
it was a mess. I know that. No, I know that. Fred, I know that. I know that. When he took the job, I said, "You're out of your goddamn mind," because I think he took over for Jim Tom Sula.
Look, and I get the Antonio Pierce thing, okay, but all I'm saying is the idea. Look, I don't think that the beauty of him going, the thing about him going to Vegas would be if he doesn't need to do a big overhaul. That's the thing, is you've got so many.
But he will. He will. Because he's
what, Mike? Why is it? Look, Jim Harbaugh's 60, okay? Jim Harbaugh's trying to get a Super Bowl. Jim Harbaugh's not trying to go in there and blow this thing up from the bottom up. You've got
if you can guarantee me that, then okay, I can be a little bit more open-minded to it, okay? But that's what I'm afraid of.
The reason why they don't think he's going to go to New England, because he's been discussed about going possibly in New England, is because of the work that's going to have to go into that particular rebuild. And they think that with Vegas, okay, and the way he is as a coach and his connections across the league, is that look, brings in an offensive coordinator, coordinators, and get a quarterback, and suddenly that's a different football team. And again,
it is a different football team as long as he's not looking.
They're gonna be, but you don't want a part of that. He don't want a part of that.
I mean, it's what he does.
What was the question? What was the question? I'm sorry.
What about Harbaugh in Carolina?
Carolina's going to be looking for a coach.
They are, but
there's so many teams that are going to be looking for coaches.
No, absolutely. But here's the problem. I think look, Vegas to me is the most of all the positions that are going to open up, and I would argue Vegas to me is more enticing than any other role. Outside, look, the only bad thing about playing in Vegas is that you got to play Mahomes twice a year. Okay, that's the only thing.
Here's the thing I got in my mind: Carolina.
I look. You know what I want. You know why I don't want
Atlanta.
Atlanta would be intriguing.
Atlanta.
Look, if the Raiders are my ones,
another team on the hot seat, New Orleans.
Yeah.
Nah, New Orleans will be fine. I don't think they're going to get rid of Dennis Allen, because I think they realize that team's not as talented as people think they are. And Dennis Allen's doing the best of what he can. And look, with all due respect, and Mike knows this, Derek Carr sucks.
He does.
How strong is Chicago?
I think Matt Eberflus gets another year.
I do, because I think that team and
they're playing hard. They're playing a lot harder.
They're playing hard. That's exact. You know what? I would almost argue Chicago is like Las Vegas light.
Yeah. Listen, Justin Fields has played a lot better. I mean, and DJ Moore's played.
Yes or no? Yes or no? You're Ryan Poles. Okay. You got the number one pick. It's already been locked up. Yeah. Chicago has the number one pick.
Yeah, and they're gonna take a quarterback.
And So you've already answered my question. So that being said, so you're saying they take
this is 4 years for Fields, right?
3.
So
3.
Well, he's got 2 years left. He's got 2 years left.
Got one and
an option, right? So, but here's my question: would you rather draft one of these quarterbacks and start your process over again, or ride with your boy Fields?
I can get the kid from Washington. Come on, man.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man.
What's the thing?
You think that kid right now is better than Justin Fields? Because if I remember, if memory serves, Justin Fields looked pretty fucking good a few years ago in the playoffs too.
Justin Fields looked great. But if I'm in control of that,
yeah,
Justin Fields would have already had an offensive line. He would have already had weapons to throw to.
Not his fault necessarily.
I know that.
Right.
But if I was in charge, but as they sit
so
now,
you're saying they haven't done enough to put people around.
They haven't done crap to put people around them.
And I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. By the way, just a little heads up.
Didn't he have 2 coaches as well?
He's had that Gatsy guy. He had him last year, so this is year 2 with him.
Okay.
And Mike and I talked about this on a show a couple weeks ago, where after that, after all that turmoil in the first few weeks, where there was rumors that there was a the D coordinator was a pedo or some shit like that. Okay. We found out he wasn't, just a weirdo. Fields has bounced back. Has bounced back quite. I mean, look, I'm not saying he's a Pro Bowl quarterback yet, but I'll tell you what, from where that kid was at in the first 3 weeks of the season to where he's at now.
This is what's going to happen.
Okay. He's getting traded.
They're going to draft this kid.
And then move off from Fields.
Fields is going to end up in
Vegas?
Denver.
I don't know. He can't.
Why not?
They have no picks.
Denver has no picks.
There's no way Sean Payton, and there's no way the Denver front office, after the Russell Wilson debacle,
they already said they're going to give him $36 million to leave.
Well, that's fine, but you can't hemorrhage any more picks. Look, the Waltons shit $37 million. Okay, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already know that. Okay, the Walton family, $39 million is play money.
That's 2 days of work.
Shit. Okay.
Here.
Exactly. Okay. You know what? We'll just go close another store.
Yeah.
No. Look, the thing about Fields. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him and we've already talked about this. And look, you got Raiders players.
Twitter's going nuts over him.
comment. Look, you got Raider players commenting on Instagram about having Justin Fields come to Vegas. And so all I'm saying is this: you can't go whether it's Antonio Pierce or whether it's Jim Harbaugh. That would be my 1A and my 1B. Okay, as far as my coaches are concerned. All right, the Raiders to me are a quarterback away from being a playoff team. If we really get serious about it, the Raiders are they're a good draft and a quarterback away from being in this thing.
Okay, Mike, it just sounds like he told me that the Raiders are going to beat the Chiefs twice next if they get that.
I did predict the Chiefs. Look, I'm going to tell you this much. You guys know me. You guys know I'm a realist when it comes to my Chiefs.
Okay.
I did say on this exact program that the Chiefs would lose to the Denver Broncos at Denver this year. And I said this during the preseason.
He did that. He did say that.
And my son, who I'll give him credit, he did pick Baltimore to beat the 49ers.
Right.
All right. He was the only one out of the three of us to make that pick. Okay.
He did. Yeah.
Busted my chops and you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Da, da, da. And of course, Dad got the last laugh. Now, again, I'll give son the last laugh because he did pick Baltimore. But look, the AFC West is on the verge of getting uber competitive to where we're going to see 10 wins is going to get you this division. Not because it's a bad division, but because these guys are going to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Because look, San Diego's a good coach away. You give San Diego a real coach, that's a scary team. Okay. Denver's already in the process of it, okay? And whether you like Sean Payton, whether you agree with how he treated Russell Wilson, okay, those two clearly don't like each other, and that's another conversation for another time.
But he managed to turn that team around from the Nathaniel Hackett.
Okay? Yeah. And the Raiders are a quarterback away. If you keep this team if you keep the staff and everybody as it currently stands together, okay?
They have a much improved defense, Henry. They've of course Devontae Adams, who's kind of had a down year, but he still has 1,000 yards of receiving. They're going to move away from Hunter Renfrow. Michael Mayer is a star in the making as a tight end. I know he's been out the last couple of weeks. They got a decision to make on Josh Jacobs, but he's, even though he's only 25 years old, he's a very old 25. And Zamir White, the the second-year running back, fourth round out of Georgia. I mean, that kid. I mean, he's been balling out. So you're right. I mean, they're a quarterback, and depending upon their head coach, and a good draft. If they draft well and they figure out that, and they moved, you know what? Our boy Q, Freddie D, he's right. They've moved Tyree Wilson over to the inside, and it has been a difference. Malcolm Kuntz, the third-year guy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Shout out to our boy Q.
Shout out to our boy Q, man. We poo-pooed when he said, "Why are you putting him on the inside?" We poo-pooed it. You know what? We should be poo-pooing ourselves. Poo-poo on me. Because he was right.
And you more because you watch Raider games a lot more closely than I do. So I'm going to poo-poo you because I just went on board.
Yeah, but the fucker's never on the goddamn field, so I can't tell if he's on the inside or the outside because he's never usually on the sideline. So it doesn't matter. I mean, he only played like 20 snaps last week against Indianapolis. Shit, But anyway, so, I mean, look, you're right. I mean, they are a good quarterback because Aiden O'Connell is – you could teach a guy to get rid of the ball sooner, but you can't teach him pocket presence, and he doesn't have the pocket presence. I really don't think so. But
look, you've either got facial hair or you don't. All right, let's call it what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
If you can't grow a mustache or a beard or whatever, okay. I couldn't grow this when I was coming out of high school.
I couldn't grow this coming out of high school.
No,
me either. I can barely do it now. Right?
I mean, look, we to go from where we were at, and so look, Aiden O'Connell, God bless you. Look, has he worked himself into a backup quarterback role? 100%.
Sure.
Look, I told you this the other day. He is the Raiders' Davis Mills. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I
know you don't like
what a fucking insult.
I don't care if you
fucking insult.
Look, as a backup quarterback, you can do a lot.
Backup quarterback. He can't be my backup quarterback.
I shouldn't have even said it around him. It's
David Mills.
Davis. Look, you don't even know his name. You don't even know his name.
Mills. What the? Oh my God!
Aiden O'Connell is 4-5 as a starter. When he's won, he's played very, very well. I mean, like what he did with the. Mill. No, I'm sorry. Aiden O'Connell, not Davis Mills.
I wasn't listening to you. I'm still stuck on that fucking Mills. Mills.
All I
You
said
started
was,
from the first of the season. David
But-
Mills should be the
But anyway, the
starting
Raiders also
quarterback.
need they also need an experienced play caller as an offensive coordinator. Bo Hardegree, God bless him, he was thrust into the position. Never done it before. He's showing his inexperience for sure. I mean, the game was there to win in Indianapolis, and there was some questionable play calling. There was one third and one from the 38-yard line of Indianapolis, and he called this backward pass, from I think it was handed off from O'Connell to Jacoby Myers, and he threw a backward lateral back to O'Connell. It was an absolute mess. Thank God it was an incomplete pass. But then, so they went from 4th and 1, and then of course Jermaine Ulumanor, their right tackle, committed one of his 3 fucking false starts. And the next thing you know, 3rd and 1 becomes 4th and 6. They have to punt the ball, and it's just a mess.
all right.
So it's like, look, dude, you're being way too cute. So they need a quarterback. They need an offensive coordinator, but I don't think that they need an overhaul. And I'm again getting back to my point. I'm just afraid that if Jim Harbaugh comes in, he's going to bring in his guys. Hell, we may lose our defensive coordinator. We may lose our GM. And I like those guys. I mean, now that Josh McDaniels is out of the way, we let these guys do what they do best. And God bless Antonio Pierce.
Don't be a prisoner of the moment. Last thing. All right, let's do our picks because we don't do a show again until Sunday. First one, Steelers, Ravens. Ravens are going to be sitting a lot of people. We've already discussed. We don't think Lamar's playing at all, nor should he. He's got the MVP wrapped up. They've got the number 1 seed wrapped up. Steelers, meanwhile, are still playing for a playoff spot. They're 9-7. If they win this, they go to 10-7, and I believe are going to find their way into the playoffs. I like the Steelers, even those games in Baltimore. I feel like the Steelers have more to play for than the Ravens. I like them to find a way to win. I like the Steelers in this 24-17.
Nope. Not gonna happen. No. Baltimore's at home. They're sitting a lot of people, but they have a great coaching staff. They have a great scheme. They have a great defense that's gonna play the game. The offensive guys are gonna be sitting, but the defense is still gonna play.
Well, who's gonna score points?
The defense. If they have to.
I'm just telling you. Give me a score.
Score. 31-21.
Baltimore? You're tripping.
Wow.
From Baltimore.
I'm with Henry, but I don't think it's going to be that big.
Given 31 points.
I think it's going to be 20-10 Baltimore. I think the defense carries the day. Tyler Huntley's not a terrible quarterback. They're still going to mix in Justice Hill and Gus Edwards for a little bit. I mean, and I think Henry's right too. I mean, they're going to play most of their defense anyway because they got some pride in it. So I'm gonna stick.
All right, you two are full of shit. All right, last game, Texans and Colts. Texans and Colts. By the way, Texans are a favorite in this game. They're what? Yeah,
that's weird.
Texans are point favorite in this ball game. I like the Texans to stun the world on Saturday night. I think they've come too far, and I think C.J. Stroud cements, much like Lamar did a few weeks ago. CJ cements his Offensive Rookie of the Year award on Saturday night. He goes off. The one thing, as I say that, I think to myself, well, who's he going to throw to? But I think they find a way. I like the Texans to win. I say I'm going to go with 23-20. Kaimi Fairbairn.
Not so fast, my friend.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm going with the Colts. I'm going 28-14.
Rat bastard.
Yeah. Like
Rat bastard.
I like Gardner Minshew just enough, and of course, Justin Taylor. He's the X factor.
That's fair.
Last couple of games, has played well the last couple of games.
I like
just
the analogy. I'm not a mustache guy. What's that?
Minshew mania.
Mitch Garlic, I'm not a fan of. Don't see what the big thing is about him. I think the defense for the Texans step up but I don't think it's going to be that high of a scoring game. I'm looking at
Auburn.
17-13.
Okay. Okay.
Texans.
13 Texans.
Okay.
Upper pick.
So we got 2 Texans and 1 Colts. We got 2 Ravens and 1 Steelers.
Location bias. Big deal.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
right.
All right. Look, you're going to hear from me on Sunday. Henry will be golfing on Sunday morning. Obviously, our boy Babbo and I will be doing a quick pregame show. And look, it's going to be a lot of teams sitting, guys. So we'll actually probably recap more of what's happened Saturday night. So, anywho, look, give Better Mike a follow at the Better Mike on both X as well as IG. And then, of course, you can follow myself and Henry Thomas on both. We are at the Freddie D and Henry Thomas NFL on both X as well as IG. Be sure to subscribe to Chief Studios as well. You will be glad that you did. For the one, the only Better Mike, for the one, the only Henry Thomas, I'm still that dude, Freddie D, from H-Town to Kansas City, San Antonio, and all points in between. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
See ya.
Beautiful. In stream.